everyone, so this video tutorial follows on from the one that I posted last week, which was called Makeup for Older Mums on the Run. So the idea being you've already got your face and makeup on, you've had your day at work or looking after the kids, and now you're going out and you want to glam up your makeup for an evening look. A lot of you asked if I could do a smoky eye tutorial, so that's what I've done in this video today, and it's been inspired by this photo of Kate Moss taken at her 30th birthday party. And I'm going to be using my new Urban Decay Moondust palette and starting off using a really lovely metallic blue colour called Vega. And I'm taking a flat eyeliner brush, which is from the Body Shop, and going over the eyeliner that's already on my lower and upper lash line, but going over the top of that with the metallic blue. And because I've already got the black kohl pencil on top, it just gives it something to adhere to. Apologies, this is slightly off camera. As you know, I'm still getting used to how to use my camera for videos and also the editing process on my iPhone. So apologies, that's not so great. After that, I take a dry eyeliner brush, spray that with some water and just blend that out so you get a really nice smoky effect. And then I go back in with the other brush with the pigment on just to rework that in. Once I've done that and I kind of have a look at what I've done, I then go in with some black pigment just to create more of a defined line. And I like doing it with eyeshadow because it's just a little bit softer, which when you've got an older eye and hooded eyes as I've got, I just find it's a little bit kinder than using a harsh liquid line, which is better for those people with large eyes or younger eyes. So next I'm going to use a flat eyeshadow brush to go onto my mobile eyelid. I'm using the colour Lightyear, which is more of a greeny colour from the palette, and I'm patting that onto my eyelids. Before I was trained professionally, I used to just sort of whop it on in a kind of windscreen wiper effect. You can do that, but before you do that, you need to press the pigment onto your eyelids, so you're pressing it into the skin, and then you can work it and wipe it more like a windscreen wiper. The windscreen wiper motion gives it that smoky look, so you can blend it upwards towards your eyebrows. Next I'm going back in with Vega, which is the blue colour, and I'm going into my socket line, putting lots of pigment and then blending that down onto the mobile lid. And just playing and experimenting really, making sure that there's lots of pigment in that socket line to really create that smoky effect. And again, just to reiterate what I said in my last video, if you want to create depth then you put darkness. So I'm then putting some really nice black pigment into the corner of the socket line in that sort of recessed V shape, so getting that almond shape, which goes back to what I said in my last video, just creating the effect that the eyes are slightly bigger than they are by smoking that pigment, making my eyes look recessed. It just makes them look slightly bigger than they are. And then if you want to create height, you just put light. So dark for depth and light for height. So I'm just making sure all of that pigment is blended. Again, when I trained, something that stuck in my mind was someone said, when you think you finish, blend some more, so you don't have any harsh lines. So one of the reasons that I always do the foundation after my eyes, particularly when you're doing a smoky eyes, for this very reason. You can see I'm just cleaning up where the pigment has dropped onto my skin. Next I'm going back in with my NARS Copacabana highlighter, putting some on my cheekbones and some just below my brows, so creating height by using that highlighter. So now I'm using a black kohl pencil to line my inner waterline on my lower eyes and on my upper eyelids, just inside below the lashes. And then I'm going over the top of my upper eyelids, just above the lashes. So inside the waterline and just above it, to create that really dark, smoky look. And then to contrast with that, I'm going over the top with my Clarins Eye Brightener pen to lighten that area so I don't look like I've got really dark circles. So that's the one thing to note actually, if you're doing a smoky eye and you're blending downwards, try not to have it coming too far towards the inner corner of your lower eye or too far downwards, otherwise you will just look a bit tired. which is not really the look we want to go for. So it might seem like I've got a crazy amount of makeup on now, but we are going to blend that with the Beauty Blender next. So making sure that the sponge is wet so it doesn't absorb too much of the product, and pressing that into the skin so that you're not taking or wiping any of the pigment away. You're pressing it in and making sure the skin really absorbs it. So once I've used the smaller Beauty Blender around my eyes, I then take the larger Beauty Blender to do the rest of my face. I have cut some of this footage, I must admit, because I spent a lot of time blending and I thought you might get a bit bored. But I did a lot of blending with my beauty sponge. So if you're doing this for a night out, it does take a bit of time. Have a glass of Prosecco, put the music on while you're doing it, and just enjoy the process. So I'm now using some false lashes. These ones are Demi Wispies by Ardell. You may need to trim them depending on the size of your eye. The trick with false lashes is to paint the eyelash glue on. This one has actually got a fine brush with it. If it doesn't come with a fine brush, just use like a little Q-tip or something. Let the glue become tacky, so wave it around in the air before you try and put it onto the lash line, and you're putting it literally just above the lashes onto the skin. You can't see actually because unfortunately I had the mirror in the way, but I used a little orange stick to press the lashes down onto my lash line. It's kind of one of those cuticle sticks, but it's really handy for pressing false eyelashes in. And this is the finished look. Me and Kate Moss separated at birth, I think you'll agree. One thing I do just want to say is there are quite a few steps that I haven't shown on camera here that I did in my last video. With hindsight, I probably should have included those. So I did go back over the highlight and the concealer with my pressed powder, and I did also reapply some blush and just made sure everything was fresh and put some lipstick on, but I didn't include that in the video, so apologies for that. So those of you that know me know that I'm trained in hair and makeup but not in taking videos or using YouTube, so this is a learning process for me, and I'm filming this on my iPhone, which probably isn't the slickest method. So for my next video I will try and talk to camera and not do a voiceover. It will make it a bit more engaging for you, and hopefully it will look a little bit more professional. But as with the last video, do let me know your comments, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to do next time. And for those of you who don't know me, I am based in Bournemouth. I work locally in the Dorset, Hampshire area, but I do also go up to London quite a lot for editorials and photo shoots as needed. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and do let me know your thoughts and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.